solstice of pain.
50,000 crit? Holy crap, mate.
Freezing gale.
Shattering chill.
I smell your blood. And I am ravenous.
Well, that was easy. Well, that was very fun. Hello there. Welcome back to part 3 of my video guide for Invoker Monk. As you can see, damage is slowly starting to ramp up. So I wanted to give you a quick update on the skills and items that I've been using and the skill tree as well. So you guys can check for yourself. As I said, this is probably gonna be the final video before the maps. After that, like it will go through a lot of changes. Like there is like few more things I want to test out. Mainly, like I want to see if I can incorporate maybe a flicker strike into the build. That sounds like fun things. So let's dive into it, shall we? Alright, let's start with the skills. So we gained Unbound Avatar. This was the skill that we gained from Ascendancy points. It's just pretty much you gain a bunch of damage. There isn't really much we can do about the actual buff itself, like what we can add to it. So as you can see, states here, whenever you do an ailment, you need to like reach the bar of maximum of like 100 points. Once it's filled up, you can just use the skill. It will last for 13 seconds, I think, because I have the increased duration on it. So it just basically adds a bunch more elemental damage, more elemental ailment build up, so you freeze faster, stuff like that. All the cool stuff. I haven't used this one in the footage, which means I could have killed that boss much faster. We don't really have too many supports for it, so only thing I have is like 40 seconds, 40% more cooldown, more duration. The way that it works is every level of this gains like 0.1 second. That's why I have like Cold Mastery, Lightning Mastery, because it has like both Lightning, Fire and Cold tag. It adds only like 0.1 second on the basic duration. Like duration is like 9.4 seconds. If I remove this one, for example, it's gonna say like 9.3, right? So it's these ones are just like placeholders right now, because I'm not feeling this one anywhere in the build, so it's not really that important. Anyway, now let's get to the juicy part of the build. So Ice Strike, we finally got the third link, so we added a Rage. So currently we are standing with like attack speed, crescendo, so the third strike twice in a succession, and Rage just gives you like more damage. This one falls off fast, so that's why we want to kind of keep hitting with this one. I might add the Rage generation on a Tempest Bell as well, so we can have it like a bit more. But overall, Ice Strike is what you're gonna be using like most of the time, so it should be always almost filled up. So the next skill we put, so once you get the 3-socketed links like Jeweler's Orbs, right? You want to put the first one on the Ice Strike. Second one is honestly up to you. I had like 3 of them, so I went with the Charge Staff, because like Charge Staff is our main like buff that gives us all the shock related stuff, and it's easy like now to build it for the charges. I'll talk about the charges also in a second. So let's go back. So as I said, Ice Strike first for the 3-link, Charge Staff I would say second, then it's either a Bell or a Glacial Cascade, depending like which one you use the more. So for Glacial Cascade we have here, same as before, it's area damage, less area of effect. So we have a crit. Basically this one is also, right now I'm keeping this one just to try to get a more consistent crit on it. As you can see, like Glacial Cascade hits like a truck. So we added a Cold Resist. There is probably like a few more options we can add here. Right now this is just temporary slots, because like I'm moving a lot of stuff around, like testing it out, but so far it's working so fine, so I wouldn't bother that much about it. So just copy what I'm doing right now. Shattering Palm, this is a new skill that we get, when was it again? I think it's like rank, forgot which rank it was. Anyway, you get it much later on, like level 30 or something like that. So for that, freeze build up and attacks gain 35% of cold damage. So Ice Bite, we had this one before on the, what was the name of the skill, the Frost Lotus one. So basically that Ice Crystal we replace with this one. That is what comes in this place, and this one is much easier to use since this one is instant attack. It attaches to the enemy, and it has like a blink on it, so it's much easier to hit. It's much faster, and it does a bit less damage with the explosion, but that's fine. We are here for like spreading the huge AoE build up, so this one is for that. Like this is your main AoE ability. You always open up any fight, even the boss fights. You always open up with the Shattering Palm. Now, Killing Palm is here just for pretty much for the execute at the end, because we are not generating charges with this one anymore. Tempest Bell, same as before, we got Magnified Effect, Primal Armament, so more AoE. You can put the one with the cooldown here. I just forgot to switch it. I'll see what I'm gonna do with the cooldown later. Primal Armament, more elemental weapon, elemental damage. This one is probably gonna be going on my Ice Strike later on, but for now it's gonna be there. And Heavy Swing. Heavy Swing just gives us like more damage on the bell itself once you hit with the way that it works, right, is just gonna scale the damage of the actual impacts. So that is pretty much it for that. You can also add Rage Font. I think that one is like later what we got, where you can generate rage while near the bell. That's also a pretty solid choice, so you can take that one instead. Now we come to most recent like questions I'm getting, like how am I generating charges. Well, we had like one change recently, so this one, this is not like my tech, this was the tech, I think, who was it? I think Neversink. Neversink was one who found out how this works, but basically, so what Combat Frenzy does, you gain a Frenzy charge when you freeze, electrocute, or pin. But we can't really use a Frenzy charge, right? So that comes in with the skill tree. So if we come here, we have this node called Resonance. So gain power charges instead of frenzy charges, gain frenzy charges instead of endurance, and gain endurance charges instead of power charge. So as you can see here, we gain a power charge instead of frenzy charge, considering that the skill that I just talked about is generating frenzy charges, which get turned into power instead. So every time we freeze, and guess what, we do a lot. That's right, we freeze like a whole lot. So this one is pretty much, once you add this one and Profusion, so you get like extra charges. On the packs, you will always be max. Like you will always have the max power charges, you will never have to worry about them again. On a boss, the first one, like obviously, you will get like one charge at the beginning, but even bosses like freeze a lot, and if they have ads or anything, basically this one automates it no matter what, you will always have them. So this is it, it's a fire and forget kind of a thing. This is what we needed the most. Herald of Ice, the standard one as well. So we have like Clarity here, and I have Cold Infusion here because I didn't really have anywhere else to put it right now. So that's pretty much it for that. Arctic Armor, this one is getting changed, so I won't really worry too much about this one. So Deep Freeze and Frost Nexus. I want to add more defense layers, so something like one that increases your evasion. That will come later. As I said, not really worried. Right now we are okay. We do get huge damage spikes, because remember, like, we don't stack armor. I'll talk about the gear in a bit, but this one is for now is working fine. It's like more of a damage layer than anything else. But as I said, I want to put like a defense layer here. And this is our second most important ability, because charge stuff just buffs everything, makes you like do a wave attack. So I've been asked this question a lot, how do I do the wave attacks? It's pretty much to this. So any attack you do will just basically add like a small wave to everything that you're doing. So you need power charges for this, and obviously since we are very easy to activate them, we can have like the max stacks. So for that one we are using Perpetual Charge. This one is really not all that much needed, maybe for more for bosses than anything else. So basically it doesn't consume a charge, but you gain the buff itself. We have here Lightning Infusion. I might change this one for Maim, just to have like more kind of ailment stuff that we are doing to build up our Unbound Avatar faster. And we have here Conduction. Right now I just want like more consistent shock. We'll probably change all of this like later on to be more damage oriented. Right now it's more of like a utility stuff for us, because as I said, mainly our damage is coming with combined with the Spirit Bell, with the Tempest Bell, and pretty much everything else. And that is it for the skills. Let's get back to the build itself. Alright, the reason why I'm doing tons of damage, I did get a new weapon, and this weapon is absolutely crazy. It is very good for like a level we are at right now. This is also a vendor weapon, by the way. So we have increased physical damage. This is the main thing you want to look for your like monk weapon. So increase physical damage as much percentage wise as much, and as much flat one, because flat one translates into like basic damage. Remember, all of our damage is converted from physical, right? So more physical is more cold, more lightning, more everything. So stack that. And the second one, elemental one, honestly, this one I'm not really sure yet. Cold lightning, because I want more lightning damage, because I want easier way to like instantly get shock on the mobs, so I do like more damage. Cold would obviously be the best, like, because you would do the most damage, because we are like heavy into the cold damage, right? But like having a higher roll on lightning damage here is fine, or you can alternate having like, for example, on rings. But yeah, that's like your main. Your perfect weapon would be something like this. So physical, cold, lightning, either one are fine. Then a high critical chance, attack speed, and melee skills. And that one is probably like the largest damage boost that you can get, the melee skill ones. But good luck rolling all of those. But yeah, that would be kind of the perfect one. For sockets right now, we will get like later, those soul cores are much stronger, I'm guessing. So for now, the increased physical damage is huge. As I said, like physical damage translates to all the other damages. So, and I added like kind of a bit of fire. It's very hard for me to proc ignite right now, because I don't really have fire damage anywhere else. So right now, like, this is what I'm going with. So gloves, standard stuff, bunch of life. You want a bunch of life, you want attack speed. Also like melee skills would be great here, but because it's very difficult to get gear, right? And remember, you want to get resistance capped. I'm nowhere near it. I'm doing good right now, but each act in Cruel reduces them even further, so it gets much more challenging to actually keep them up, right? And for the rings, we have all elemental. As I said, you want the rings, resist. As much resist as you can. Like added lightning damage, you can try to add more of those, like lightning damage, maybe like fire damage on the rings to make it easier. But it's mainly for the resistances. Like focus on life and resistance on the rings. This one is absolutely crazy. Like I'm not done building this one. I can still get, let me see here. Yeah, we can still get another suffix and another prefix. So if I get like something like life and one more resist, this is gonna be god tier. It's already insanely strong. Just from this one alone, I'm getting so much resist. My chest is nothing special. It just has like spirit and life. As I said, like spirit won't be important later on once we take the node up there, but for now, that is it. At this point, I suggest to start looking for evasion gear. All evasion gear. Like, absolutely everywhere. That is pretty much it when it comes to the gear stuff. So, same thing here, like life, crit chance, like, this one is just basic, it's nothing special. Amulet, same thing, all resists. Some attributes, even though, like, attributes-wise, we are kinda good. You don't really, like, struggle with anything, so I would focus mainly on if you can get, like, the implicit with life. For now, or, like, maybe strength, just to get like more life, right? Life is very important right now. Resistances and stuff like that. And for the belt, same thing. Maximum life, as much as you can. As you can see, mine is really not that good, but it has like decent resists, so the only reason why I'm keeping it. Boots are probably gonna be the hardest one to replace. Not because like mine, as you can see, is nothing special. It's just impossible to get a good boots. Like I bricked so many trying to roll them. This is the only good ones I got so far. But yeah, you want to like stack as much as evasion. Once we like build full evasion, we're gonna really need it. And that is it about the gear. Now let's get quickly into the skill tree. And this one, so pretty much stay the same like what you've seen from the last video. The only thing that I would like to change, which I didn't do right now, is you should probably grab this one first, like sooner than I did. Maybe like remove the manifold method, like you can remove this ones here and go straight into here. So this one gives you a huge increased cold damage while affected by Herald of Ice. So, and I'm gonna try to incorporate Herald of Thunder as well, so even more lightning damage. But basically, yeah, you want to get you need like what, 4 points to get here. So grabbing this one would be pretty big damage boost as well. As later on, I want to somehow get towards this one, where we get one increased attack speed per 15 dexterity. As I said, we are building a crit, right? But at this point, I'm more worried about my defenses, so we have some defense options over here, and like attack speed is always good. Attack is always good, and since we do have a bunch of dexterity, why not just like use it to get even more attack speed? And that is pretty much it when it comes to like the skill points. As I said, you got to get here to resonance once you, if you want to use the power charges the way that I'm doing it. I'm gonna make like a separate video just for the power charges people, because I've been asked that question a lot. And yeah, so the new thing that we added here was just like more freeze build-up. Freeze build-up is great, right? Freeze build-up is great. We have here, if we chilled enemy recently, we get Echoing Frost, and if we shocked enemy, we get more elemental damage. Just more damage stuff, no, nothing too special. And here, we are gonna grab pretty much this entire tree. This tree is very juiced up, because it has like a lot of crit chance, and we don't want it. So we have like crit chance here, we have increased damage, we dealt crit recently, and pretty much that. More crit, more crit. The tree will slowly kind of evolve, and once I get all this like final nodes up there, then I can try to like make the tree nicer and reduce, because like we have a lot of these passives that I can probably get around without ever getting, right? For example, I can like go zoom around this part, because I don't really need anything here. Like we can skip on all of these nodes over here. Somehow try to incorporate and see if I can like save points that way. But that is something I'm gonna worry once I get to like level 70, 80, once we have like majority of our points. For now I'm just kind of winging it. As I said, the next thing I'm gonna go is grab this node here. We have a cool crit nodes down here. And we have, as I said, like attack speed. So probably like the next 15 levels are gonna be focused on me getting the Herald stuff and going towards the attack speed. And we have like a bunch of like evasion stuff on the way there, which we really gonna need. I'm sure like soon enough we're gonna see that. And that is pretty much it for the video. So if you're unsure how to like the gameplay works, as I said, freezing mark, that is or well, shattering palm. No, freezing mark. Shattering palm is how you open up. You build stacks with your ice strike. Once you get the bell ready, at that time the boss is gonna be close to freezing. You can maybe put another shattering palm just to make sure that he's frozen. Once he's frozen, like you drop the bell itself. You get the unbound avatar, and remember, we get charges by freezing the enemies. So as soon as something is frozen, you can just pop your charge staff, get all the buffs, and pretty much start hitting the boss. At this point, it's up to you what you want to do. In the video you saw, I used the Glacial Spike Cascade to basically explode the enemy or like remove the freeze. But you really don't need to even move, you can just stand on the boss and just keep wailing at him with the Ice Strike, which is totally fine. This one does like a bunch of damage, but right now, as I said, I'm not a big fan of this. I want to try something else instead. It does like ton of damage, don't get me wrong, but I really want to try some different skills for my like finisher. But Ice Strike on its own is doing good enough job. And that is it for the video. Thank you again everybody for like recently subscribing to the channel. It does mean a lot. So if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. If you have any questions, just drop to my Twitch or my YouTube. I stream almost daily. If you have any questions related to PoE stuff, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Salute and bye.